Do excuse me.
Oh, hello, how are we? Oh, this is all the farmer here. Very good.
How far are we down? Only about 60 or 60 feet. Give you an idea of the spec. The posts are real. The flame coming out of the candle the candles are real. The flame coming out is projected. He's a projected figure.
Gold.
You'll pick the difference.
You know it? You know it?
What's the mean? The sheet of glass? Yes. Yeah.
There bloody is! Look at it! It's a miracle! A bloody miracle! Boys, come quick! I found one bigger now! Boys, come and lend me a hand! I need to get it out! Oh, yes! What's happening? Oh, you lost your whistle, what? Look, boy, look! Oh, dear life! I never seen such a sight, never! There must be more than 2,000 ounces in it! It was about 10,000 pounds, I bet! 10,000 pounds! We're all real! No, police!
Grain, people. Flock. Yeah. What's the matter, darling?
It's nice and big, isn't it?
No, I need
I've got a problem with Monday nights, or at least trying to get...
Morning everyone, nice to see you all.
For a little, just a minute.
How are you?
The mayor has asked me
Don't know me. No.
Go on the Valerie.
My name's Fortescue
Go on the
Sprite.
Ballarat Art Gallery.
My name's Gold Buyer. So when you get some gold, bring it over to me. I will give you the best price in Ballarat. £3.10 an
Meet
ounce.
on Monday night. 4:30.
So as that happens, mercury vapours rise, escape through that tube, and that will separate the two. A very simple process except for one thing. Yes, the mercury vapours coming from that tube we know are a poisonous gas. Now I can assure you, if you happen to breathe mercury vapours, there is two things that will happen. The first one is you're going to go insane, and the second one is you're definitely going to die. Which the gold. Smelting is melting. We know that because gold has a very high melting point, if we melt the gold, anything that is mixed in with it is also going to melt. Now those impurities are also lighter than gold, so they will work their way through the gold to the top as it melts, mixes with that flux I said we added, creates a crust. It sits on top of the gold, we pour the gold out, the crust floats to the back, that separates the two. Because we have the impurities trapped in the crust, because we have separated the crust from the gold, what we are pouring out is 99.99% pure gold. But because of the heat, molten metal and poisonous gases, quite a dangerous job as well. And talking of dangerous, I've noticed that gold's just about ready to come out of that furnace. So if you want to take photos, I suggest you get your cameras and flashes organised. I do have to put on some more safety equipment. We'll also very quickly point out that gold does melt at a temperature of 1063 degrees Celsius. The only problem we have is we know as soon as we take the gold out of that furnace, it is going to become solid very quickly. To overcome that problem, we simply take the gold to 1200 degrees. This is a cast iron mould, that's what we pour the gold into. It just shapes it into that gold bar, as you'll all recognise. I do have to ask you not to come any closer, that's most important. And I'll also warn you that unfortunately this doesn't take very long once we actually start to pour the gold into that mould. So do be prepared for your photos. The other thing is, of course, that from now on I am a blacksmith of the 1850s and therefore I do use similar equipment and rely on sight. It's the only way I know how to get this, to know when the gold is ready. Now looking at this, I know I need roughly about 10 seconds, can bring this gold out for you to see. Right, here we go. Now as you look inside that crucible, I do hope it gives you a very good idea of the temperatures I was saying that we do use to smelt that gold. And as you might notice, it is just a wee bit warm in there. It certainly is. But if anybody is thinking about coming over here to steal this piece of gold, just before you try, forget about it, because you see, it is only the heat coming out of that gold that sets that stick on fire. So you could work out what's happening to your fingers, can't you, if you're trying to pick that gold up. Now, the only thing I have to show you simply now is this. I must point out that even though gold will lose heat, it must have a reason for that to happen. And as it sits on this tray cooling naturally at the moment, there isn't any reason for that to happen. It's going to be 2 or 3 hours before I can safely handle this piece of gold. But the problem with that is there's just too much to see and do at Sovereign Hill to sit here for that amount of time. So I'm going to place the gold into the tub of water, hopefully to give it another reason to lose heat.
This is the one I Just over here, you can see the cables run from here. We've got a small cage just in here behind this bit of wood here. The cables run right up.
Just a big winder. There's still basic technology still the same. All those bits still wear out, look at that.
The shape of the gears.
Apply with 2 rings and send the cage down. Edge of the crust, eat their pasty away, throw the handle away. Also, the miners weren't allowed to have fires down here. Okay, you could drink some water, but a lot of miners like, but it's going to keep it lukewarm, isn't it? So you're going to have a bit of warmth in your cup of tea. Okay, so
Right, we don't have enough people that they've all got to squeeze up and make new friends and get into trouble. No. Yeah, you right with that? Yeah, okay. Hang on tight.
in holding that in with
Yeah, they're rock
right.
bolts. Yeah, rock bolts. That's modern mining equipment used today.
You done the body count?
I have 10.
All set. Hang on tight. Turn. We're off. Oh, it's thrilling this, isn't it? How about second gear?